Okay, so let's start off with the tweet. He says, fuck a rematch. This shit was over before it started. Going on, out on tour. Peace out fight game. With this picture attached to it. A tweet replied saying, take a break and come back, Nate. Somebody replied saying, sponsored by Kit Kat, which I thought was pretty funny. And when UFC fighters say they retire, you know, you got to give it some time because sometimes they just say it to give themselves a long-term break. Think Conor McGregor, who's retired probably 50 times and says he's coming back in January or something like that. Another tweet says, he was dominated by Masvidal. Rematch result will be the same also. So Nate is saying bye-bye. A guy replied saying Conor dominated the first 3 rounds in their first fight as well. Jorge gave him all he had and he was gassed at the end of the third. You obviously haven't watched Nate's prior fights. No one will know the outcome unless it went all 5 rounds. And I agree. The moment that the 3rd round was over and they were getting ready to go out for the 4th round, I thought to myself, okay, let's go. Nate's about to turn it up. This is what Nate was been waiting for. Jorge did seem a little bit more tired. And it's Nate Diaz, for God's sake. He's a dog. What makes him special is the fact that he has the cardio and the chin, and he can just overwhelm his opponents because he's still there and he's still popping you with jabs. Another comment says, drama queen. A guy replied saying maybe he's done. Got a CBD company, his merch, and a big check from UFC. Peace out. And he's right. Nate Diaz wouldn't be able to survive 3 years at the fight game like he did without having personal endeavors that brought revenue into his pocket. Nate Diaz is an entrepreneur, him and his brother. So he can hang it up right now and still be set for life. Still go out as Nate Diaz, one of the best MMA fighters for starting up events and starting up the biggest fights we've ever watched. And, you know, he can go out and retire happily. But that fighter's itch is real, and we'll see about that. Another comment said, good for you, man. You got your whole life ahead of you, bro. Start a podcast or something. A guy replied saying, you want to hear him talk for a living? Not sure that's the move. I could see him starting up a gym, though. That would be cool. Will be odd to see a class, period, dedicated solely to slapping people, though. And I disagree. I think a podcast with Nick and Nate Diaz would be awesome. Them talking about slapping people, smoking marijuana, and having fighters on as guests would be huge. I think they should absolutely do it. And why not start a gym? That'd be awesome too. And for the final tweet, somebody says, go on JRE already. And a guy replies saying, I've wanted both Nate and Nick on Rogan at the same time for years. That would be lit. And he also said in his retirement tweet that he was going on tour so he could talk about his tour on the podcast and promote it. And he can also talk about why he thinks the 4th and 5th round would have been crucial to his win, because a lot of naysayers say it wouldn't matter. Tell me what you guys think about his retirement. Do you think he's officially retired, like he's never coming back? Or do you think he's going to make a return and fight Conor McGregor or something like that?